A star SIU athlete breaks his silence about his departure. Good evening, I'm Zach Barrett.
And I'm Joe Fry. Deion Lavender says he is leaving Carbondale and the team. Evening Edition sports director Sydney Kessler is here with the story.
When asked why the sudden change, guard Deion Lavender said that his first year as a Dog wasn't what he hoped it would be, and that the decision wasn't sudden. He's the 5th player to leave the team in the past 2 weeks. Lavender is joining freshmen Jordan Caroline, Chaz Galata, Casey Goodwin, and junior Jalen Pendleton. Head basketball coach Barry Hinson talks about the current state of the team.
I want our fans to know that we did everything we could do to keep these players here, and it was their decision as of today that they felt like it was in their best interest to go and play somewhere else.
Lavender sat down with Evening Edition for an exclusive interview about why he is leaving. We'll hear his side of the story in about 15 minutes. Live from the studio, I'm Cindy Kessler.
In sports today, the Saluki baseball team heads to the Bluegrass State to face off against the Racers of Murray State in hopes of getting a win streak going.
And Joe, it's almost the greatest time of year. Major League Baseball's first pitch is only 6 days away. For more in sports, we're going to take it over to Sydney Kessler. Sydney?
Down but never out, the women's golf team makes a terrific push on the last day of the Saluki Invitational. And we have an update in the world of hockey. And the SIU basketball program is spiraling out of control as yet another star player plans to transfer. Don't you change that channel. Sports is next after the break.
And now the latest scores and highlights from across the River region. This is Evening Edition Sports.
We're learning more tonight about why star SIU basketball player Deion Lavender is leaving the team. He stunned the coach's staff when he became the 5th player in the past 2 weeks to pack up. River Region sports reporter Ahmad Hicks has an exclusive interview with Lavender.
Lavender said he didn't think it would actually get to this point, but realized this was not the place for him.
Yeah, that's how you might be the right place for some people, it's just not the right place for everybody.
I want our fans to know that we did everything we could do to keep these players here, and it was their decision as of today that they felt like it was in their best interest to go and play somewhere else.
When it came to his decision to transfer, he said it didn't just come up.
No, I mean, it's been thought about for a while, but I mean, I really didn't think that I was kind of going to go through with it, and then I was like, whenever I saw everybody else leaving, I was like, that was kind of the last straw, like, then my guys, I got to,
You know, I asked a question today, when you start 32 out of 33 games, why would you feel the need to go somewhere else? When you start almost half of the games in a college season, why would you want to go somewhere else?
I had some really unhappy moments here. I mean, even though I started and I played a lot of minutes, I mean, that doesn't lead to happiness.
Coach Hinson said the other players' decisions came from guarantees he couldn't make them.
The guarantees that those guys were asking for, I couldn't guarantee those, Todd. I can't guarantee anything.
I wouldn't say that they didn't have their decision to go, but I mean, it was kind of put upon them. It would be the best situation for them to leave.
Seeing how Lavender is now open to be recruited, he talks about his upcoming decision.
I mean, I have some ideas, but I mean, I gotta sit down and talk to a few people that have been in my corner since day one. So,
Coach Hinson weighed in on if he thought he was in jeopardy of losing his job.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They're going to have to put up with me for at least 3 more years because I've got a contract, and those people that call for my job, they're calling for a lot of people's jobs. So.
For River Region Evening Edition, I'm Ahmad Hicks.
Roster is now down to 8 players, which includes star shooter Anthony Bean, forward Sean O'Brien, and guard Tyler Smith-Peters. The Saluki baseball headed down south to Kentucky earlier today to take on the Missouri State Racers. The Salukis are carrying positive momentum with them as they won against Bradley in their last game. However, Murray State has the momentum in this one as the Dogs fell to the Racers earlier in the season. The squad is entering the game with a 5-21 record while batting .233 as a team. One of the youngest teams in the MVC, the Salukis are aiming to turn their season around today. The Dogs are currently in action, and we'll have those updates tomorrow. The SIU softball team is back on the field tomorrow as they take on SIUE at home. The Dogs are currently 11-14-1 overall with 6-3 record in conference play. SIUE is expected to put up a tough fight, though, as the Cougars are 27-6 on the season, and they carry a dominating 9-1 conference record. The game will be played tomorrow at home. First pitch is at 4 p.m. Down 7 strokes in the Saluki Invitational? Well, that wasn't a problem for the women's golf team as they rallied back to finish with a 1-stroke lead. This win gave the women their 4th straight Saluki Invitational title. The Dogs also took home the individual title, with junior Maddie Lindier finishing as the Invitational medalist. This is a first for her career. The Salukis will be back on the green in mid-April as they participate in the Indiana State Spring Invitational. In Major League Baseball, opening night is slowly approaching, and the first game of the year is going to be a good one. The St. Louis Cardinals are set to go toe-in-toe with the Chicago Cubs on Sunday night. The Chicago Cubs had a headline-worthy offseason as they acquired manager Joe Maddon from Tampa Bay and signed Joe Lester from the Boston Red Sox. There is optimism for the Cubs to win it all this year. Well, according to Back to the Future, that is. And as for the Cardinals, fans are expecting another World Series berth as they were a walk-off home run away from going to their 2nd consecutive World Series last year. Opening night is set for this Sunday, April 5th at 8 p.m. In hockey news, the St. Louis Blues were clobbered by the Vancouver Canucks 4-1. The Blues have been back and forth when it comes to goal play switching between Brian Elliott and Jake Allen. The Blues were taking on the Calgary Flames on Thursday. Sticking to the Western Conference, the Chicago Blackhawks downed the Los Angeles Kings 4-1 behind strong play from Mariana Hossa, who had a goal and an assist. The Hawks take on Vancouver on Thursday.
That was a really good win for the Hawks the other night.
It was. I'm really excited what they're going to do with Vancouver this Thursday, and I'm hoping that's going to keep a win, keep them on this roll. Because, you know, they get off of it, they have a hard time getting back on.
Dog days of the season. Wins are very important.
Exactly.
Thank you, Sydney.
Thanks, guys.